Today I'm going to share with you a theory that will allow you to use your foam roller to address your muscular imbalances. What's going on, everybody? It's Blake Bowman here with Gorilla Zen Fitness, and in today's video I'm going to be kind of following up with and kind of elaborating on my video that I uploaded a couple days ago on why foam rolling isn't enough. If you haven't seen that yet, then go ahead and check that out over here or in the description to this video down below. What I want to discuss today is the theory behind how to use your foam roller to address your muscular imbalances. Now, in that former video that I just linked a second ago, I talked about how using a foam roller by itself in isolation from other things isn't enough. So really today I'm just going to show you how to get more bang for your buck using your foam roller. And it all starts with understanding how foam rolling actually works. So foam rollers act on the neuromuscular system, with emphasis on the neuro. Basically, when you put pressure onto a tight muscle using a foam roller, what you do is you send a signal to the nerves in that muscle, and you send a signal to those nerves, which then send a signal to the muscle and tell it to relax and kind of lengthen and become less tight. You're quite literally using your nervous system to tell the muscle to shut itself down and become less contracted and tight. This is called decreasing the neural drive going to that muscle, and in time what this will do is it will make that muscle less active, less likely to turn on when it's not supposed to. Okay, so now that you understand the mechanism by which foam rollers actually work, you're set up and primed to understand how to use them more effectively on your body. So I think this next part is more easily explained with an analogy. So I want you to imagine that you're somebody that has really tight hamstrings and no glute development, no ass basically. Now the hamstrings and the butt muscles, the back of your thigh and your butt, the action, the purpose of those muscles, the shared purpose is to extend the hip, meaning straighten out the hip. So if your leg's up like this, hip extension would be that, okay? Extending, straightening out, okay? Your hips extend when you're coming up out of a squat, right there it's extending. Your hips are extending when you're coming up out of a deadlift, right there. They're extending when you're walking too. And like I said, the hamstrings and the glutes both contribute to that motion. Now, it's important to know that the hamstrings are only supposed to assist the glutes in providing this action in the hips, okay? The hamstrings are called synergizers. The glutes are supposed to be the primary movers. They're supposed to be the biggest muscles contributing to the hip extension. But when you have really tight hamstrings and no glute development, it's very likely that you have something called synergistic dominance, which means that the muscles that are supposed to be synergizing with the glutes are dominating the movement. They're doing all the work, and basically the glutes never turn on and get stronger. I actually made a video about this specific type of imbalance a while ago. You can check it out over here. But if you knew that you had really tight hamstrings and no butt, you could, intuitively address this with your foam roller or with a softball by rolling the hamstrings, right? And this would likely feel good because you're releasing the hamstrings and making them not so short and tight. You're making them supple again. However, I want you to know that the relief that you would get from this is very short-lived, because what did you do to address the root cause of that imbalance? Why are the hamstrings tight? You released the tightness, which is a symptom of a much larger issue. So, like I said, it's going to be short-lived. Your hamstrings are going to tighten right back up again. Basically, what you've done is you shut down the hamstrings, but you haven't engaged the glutes, okay? And if your glutes aren't strong enough to contract during hip extension, then the hamstrings have to keep up with that workload, and that imbalance is never going to go away. The hamstrings are going to chronically stay tight because they're always going to have to work. So a more wise approach to addressing this is to combine this type of imbalance with strengthening exercises, to combine foam rolling and release with strengthening. So like I said, a better approach would be to roll out the hamstrings, maybe stretch them, release them, shut down that neural drive going to them, and then follow that up with glute activation exercises, which will allow the glutes to become bigger and stronger, so that in the future, whenever you're doing any exercise, even walking, that requires hip extension, those glutes are going to kick on and actually do their job, which in the long run will help prevent the hamstrings from tightening tightening up again. You see, foam rolling, lacrosse balling, softballing, stretching, whatever you want to do, all works on the neuromuscular system in the same way, where it turns down that neural drive. And basically what you get with that turned down neural drive is a window of opportunity to strengthen the weaker muscles. If you're doing any particular exercise and you feel one isolated muscle or a small group of muscles working too hard, tensing up and contracting, taking the majority of the workload, then that is the time to hop on the roller, roll that thing out, and even do that in between sets of the exercise, just to consistently remind your body to shut down the neural drive going to that muscle so that those weaker muscles in the body can take over and become stronger, which will bring your body more balance. Basically, if I had to boil all of what I'm trying to get across to you today into one line, it'd be don't just foam roll alone by itself. Always foam roll and then do some sort of exercise afterwards. The people at San Francisco CrossFit, Kelly Starrett, Roop Sihoda, talk about that a lot. After you mobilize, it's just very important that you actually move around and get muscle contraction. Otherwise, you're not really going to be doing anything beneficial for yourself in the long run. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that right over here. Also, give this video a like, share it, and leave me a comment down below. I'm always very interested to hear as to what you guys want me to make a video on. I know that you guys leave me comments all the time and I try to make videos on them. So if there's anything that you want to see me make a video on, any specific topic, then leave me a suggestion in the comment area down below. Lastly, if you want me to be your coach, if you want me to work with you one-on-one to help identify your muscle imbalances, all of the postural distortions that you have that are, causing you to be dysfunctional, causing you to have weird compensation movement patterns, then go ahead and open up the description down below and hit coaching. Other than that, as always, I'll see you next time.